Did Taylor Swift lie about her involvement in the whole "It Ends With Us" situation between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni? That's what we're asking the cards today, what we're going to dive into. And before we get started, I just want to say hello. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve. I'm a professional astrologer and human design expert, and I use these tools to help people change their lives from the inside out. And on the channel, we are obsessed with pop culture here. So we play with modalities such as human design, astrology, and tarot to look at breaking news within pop culture. So if that's your jam, stick around. And another ask I have for you today is, if you enjoy this channel, please like this video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and let's get the channel monetized. I actually deleted everything in 2024, deciding that I was done with YouTube, and we're restarting. And in the last few days, actually, my sweet adopted husky, Alaska, was admitted to the emergency room in critical condition. So let's get this channel monetized so that that little bit of income can help Alaska in his recovery. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. Let's have a look at this. So because Alaska has been in the hospital, I have to admit I'm behind on streaming, but I haven't been behind on keeping up on the astrology and the gossip. And one thing stood out for me as I was going back through everything. Now, I've studied Taylor Swift from a branding perspective. I think she is I help people build brands. And while I'm getting out of that field, I've spent much of my life helping people build brands online. She is just a branding and marketing expert. There are very few people in this world that can actually challenge her genius in terms of branding. So I followed Taylor Swift for a long time. I'm not a Swiftie. I don't listen to her music, although she has a couple catchy songs from, I guess, Reputation. It sounds very like Paramore coded, Paramore-esque, and I like Paramore. I grew up in Windsor, Detroit Rock City, so that's more my music. But anyway, going off topic, I want to have a look at something because this stood out to me, and I'm going to share it with you guys before we do the card pull, because this is what I did the card pull on this morning. So I was sitting around last night and I'm like, I need to keep myself busy. Staring at my phone is not a good use of time. So I'm just going to look into the gossip. All right, let's bring this up. I want to look at this again. We already looked at this, but I want to look at this again because we are diving into this from another angle. And I believe we do have a tarot pull up on the channel already where I was like, Taylor's not innocent. Like, bullshit that you had no idea. You were so confused. Pretty sure we already have a tarot pull up on that. But anyway, we're going to go a little bit deeper if that's okay with you. I was looking at the Daily Mail. Taylor Swift's reaction to Justin Baldoni's claim that Blake Lively enlisted her to pressure him revealed. Now, I want you guys to remember, everything you see and hear from Taylor is PR and marketing. It's protecting her brand. It's not as if Taylor's just speaking from the heart to the Daily Mail. It's all to protect her brand. And they're going to be in damage control right now. Even though Taylor is a massive corporation, at the end of the day, I don't think she's really going to be damaged by this because of how good her PR is and how strong her branding has been up to this point. They're still in damage control. You want to suppress her name associated with this mess in the newsfeed. And I showed you guys in a previous video that they were already doing that. Within hours, they were on top of it. Basically, as fast as they were when Taylor completely snubbed Celine Dion on stage, which she did, completely snubbed Celine Dion. And then you can just picture, you don't have to be psychic or a tarot reader to know, Tree was chasing her ass down behind the scenes to get a picture with Celine Dion to be like, the internet is going to shit themselves. We need to get a picture of you guys smiling and hugging. Anyway, that's the speed in which Taylor Swift's team works. Let's look at this, though. Taylor Swift was left perplexed by Justin Baldoni's claim that Blake Lively enlisted her to pressure him into the explosive new lawsuit. Last month, Blake, 37, accused Justin, 40, of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment while filming the movie It Ends With Us. All right, we all know this. So let's just jump down. One of the most notable was his allegation that Blake got her famous pal Taylor involved after he told her that he wasn't sure he would use some of the changes she had made to the script of the movie. We already did a card pull. I thought this was bullshit. I think she knows. In that card pull specifically, when I asked about it in that situation, it was like, no, she knows more than she's saying here. Justin alleged that the singer, who was not directly named in the lawsuit, but whose name was included in text screenshots to accompany his claims, made him feel like he needed to comply with Blake's direction for the script after she showed up at a meeting they were having and began excessively praising her, Blake's, writing. Which I have to say, guys, is this not weird? First of all, we need to chat first. Is it not weird that Blake was weaponizing, wonder whose playbook that came from, weaponizing feminism, because that's also like an Achilles heel. Whether you think he is legit or not, right? Some people are like, oh, that's kind of gross. I'm from the spiritual world, quite obviously. And to me, it's very normal to see men talking about these things and these topics coming up. So it's very normalized to me. I don't see it as weird, but I know a lot of people are like, that feminism kind of thing rubs me the wrong way. But either, whether you like him or not, I absolutely agree. Somewhere in Justin's filing, it talks about Blake weaponizing feminism. The reason why I believe that is because she and Taylor were pushing, like, get this into the movie, and Blake's got the text messages saying along the lines of like, oh my goodness, no one ever credits me and I have to write on these pieces of paper so that my name isn't attached, and woe is me, poor me, no one credits me, including her husband apparently, because she had mentioned she wrote for Deadpool, but anyway. But then it comes out that she didn't even write the scene. She didn't even write the scene. Her husband did. So I don't know. I agree with Justin Baldoni's claim that she weaponized feminism. She did. And it was, I believe, weaponized even more because when you look at it from the lens of like who you're weaponizing it against, it's someone that's claiming to be a feminist and has built his brand on being a feminist. So it's like, you can't say no to me. It's energy I get. You don't have to agree with me, but she didn't even write the scene. So I don't know. All right. Where's Taylor? Taylor's statement. Taylor's proud of the film because her music was featured in it, which gave her a sense of involvement, though she wasn't fully aware of the extent of the project's development. She's confused by the claims in the suit, as her connection to Blake Lively is purely a friendship with no interest in influencing or controlling Blake's projects. The source insisted that Taylor did not purposefully plan to be there during the meeting. Instead, they said, and we all know this is Tree Paine, right? Like we're not pretending this is Tree Paine. Instead, they said she was simply coming over to hang out with her pal, but arrived while the meeting, which was supposed to have wrapped up, was still going. She finds Justin's interpretation of the encounter perplexing, and those close to her suspect she's been drawn into the situation as a means to target Blake. This was the first time that Taylor ever met Justin. She had no idea who he was. 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 I want you to hold on to that. No idea who he was. And Taylor was simply being polite. She was polite to him as she is to everyone she meets. Yeah, her PR definitely makes that seem like that. Although there's a lot of claims that she's a mean girl that have been like suppressed and went away. All right, but what do I want to show you guys? What do I want to show you guys before we do the card pull? We're just gonna pull from the top of the deck and go. But I want to show you guys something else first, because this. I was like, oh, holy shit. All right. Let's share this. Well, let me do full screen. Y'all, I'm still new to like sharing stuff. So this channel is strictly human design, astrology, and tarot before we somehow got pulled into pop culture. I'm obsessed with pop culture, so it's okay. I've been obsessed with pop culture since I was a kid. So if you guys want more pop culture, I'm here for it. But I've never had to share videos or things. Like, I'm sure all my shit's going to get copyrighted. But anyway, all right. This is what I want to show you guys. Tell me if her statement makes sense after seeing this. I don't know where. We might have
shot of the outfit, so I'm going to step aside. I need to show the shoes. And then like styling. She's been my stylist, quite literally. So we were talking, she's a huge fan of Oscar. She always wears Oscar. And so she had sent me some images of dresses, and we decided on this one just because we felt it was so summery and it just felt so natural and like it was growing literally like on me. And so we just thought it would be perfect. And then this is all Lorraine Schwartz here on the ears as well.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know her name. But this is Young Lily. And she's talking about how involved Blake was, right? And even in her outfits, which, if you're friendly with someone, I guess that's normal. But let's see if we can skip ahead.
Literally all Blake. Yep. I love it. It seems like she really did take this kind of big sister role. I know you play the younger version of her.
Yeah.
This is your first movie. Any words of advice that she gave you? Because I'm sure it could be a little overwhelming.
She said you just have to trust that you've got it, you know? Like, if you have your own self-assurance and you know that you're meant to be there and that, like, you have that self-worth, that is what's going to take you far. So I'm trying to do that, you know?
I mean, this is a huge first role. What was it like to be able to, like, to take a role that means so much to a lot of people?
It's just such a privilege. I mean, the complexities of Lily, the dynamics of that character. It's so exciting as an actor to be able to play a role like that. That isn't one note. It's just so multifaceted, you know?
And again, I should have had this prepared. I'm new to streaming. I got really excited about this, especially after not streaming with you guys with Alaska in the hospital. But stick with me here. I have to figure out where she talks about Taylor.
It's a privilege. Yeah.
Did I hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting
Yes, she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm meant to be saying it, but I'm saying it. Yeah, she was a helpful part of the process of the audition, which I found out later after I got it, and that rocked my world. Yeah. I have no words.
You know, one thing about Blake is that she takes her friends at very seriously and really brings them under the wing. How does it feel to be just kind of part of, have her in your support system?
I feel so lucky.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to keep going with this. But first of all, guys, did you not catch that? Taylor got her the role. And what is it with her and Blake? And be like, I'm not supposed to be saying this, right? Blake's like, no one knows this. I'm not supposed to be saying this. But like Ryan wrote that scene. These women can't help but tell on themselves. They ruin their own case. But anyway, Taylor got her the role. How did Taylor get her in a role in a movie with a man that she's never heard of before? She's never heard of Justin Baldoni. But he was the main character, the director, and the owner of the studio. Am I the only one that's raising an eyebrow to that? Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. But am I the only one where I'm like, that makes no sense? Taylor's not a stupid girl. She's very intelligent. There is no way you can convince me if she got someone a role in this movie that she had no idea who Justin was. I'm not saying that they met and they were friendly, but you don't know who he was? Like the statement that her team, even though it's a source, it's her team, she had no idea who he was. And Taylor was simply being polite. And she also said that her connection to Blake is purely friendship. That's her team's statement. Doesn't sound like it. How's it purely friendship? And not only that, you could take it a step further and be like, well, her song's also in the movie. So obviously it wasn't purely friendship. Like, even if you want to like ignore this, obviously it wasn't purely friendship. And then the second piece of this is she's admitting what it's like to be like, to be in the inner fold, like even the interviewer, right? Let's go back.
Have her in your support wing. How does it feel to be just kind of part of, have her in your support system?
I feel so lucky. She is an angel. She is a guiding light. She's a force. She is everything you'd want as a mentor and as somebody to look up to. It's a dream. Yeah.
I remember seeing you at the Deadpool premiere, and it's just such love between you guys, and the fact that you don't really share too many scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do the card pull, but that, we're just gonna keep this in mind. We're gonna keep it up to be in the energy of this while we do the card pull. You know, even the interviewer admits about the benefit of being on Blake's side, like this powerhouse team, right? Anyway, you can make of that what you will. And y'all know, if you were watching my channel from the beginning of this whole thing, I was super neutral in the beginning. And in the beginning, I said, you know, basically cut Blake some slack. Look at her chart. Like, she's got every gate defined in her ego. She's very ego-led, willpower led. Like, this is just who she is. Look at her natal chart. I broke down her natal chart. One of my first videos I did about her. I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah, she's difficult. She's definitely difficult. It's in her design, but I don't necessarily think when I was looking at her human design and her astrology, I said, I don't really think that she's like a bad person. I think she's just really difficult. So y'all can't come at me and be like, oh, you're paid by Justin Baldoni or whatever. I'm not. If I was, I probably wouldn't be like and subscribe to the channel because I need it to be monetized to help my husky that's in the emergency room. I'd be using Justin Baldoni money and billionaire money. So I don't know. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of this. Maybe I should be getting paid by Justin Baldoni and his billionaire friend. But I was on her side. And I'm also someone that what I've said to you guys along the way, I really struggle because my background's in psychology and I worked in women's shelters. So I do internally really struggle with even card pulls around cases like this because it's just really, it's a difficult subject matter for me because I've been involved in this field as a mental health worker. So it's a difficult, yeah, it's just difficult for me. And I was very inclined to believe her from the get-go. Or at the very least, not necessarily believe her unequivocally because believe all women, but I was like, give her the benefit of the doubt. So, all right, but this is about Taylor, y'all. Swifties, you might want to cover your earmuffs for this, my friends, because this is about Swifties. It's not about you. I do like Swifties. A lot of my clients are Swifties. We love each other regardless. People know what I think, but let's just do this. Was Taylor involved? Was Taylor involved from the get-go? Is she lying about her involvement? Woo! Lights. These ones reflect the light really weird, which messes up the light for me. Sorry, guys. It's hard to see, but this deck was like, no, lady, like we're pulling from this deck today. You're not getting around it. So we pulled from this deck. 3 of coins. There you go. We'll just end the stream here. There you go. Yep. Successful collaboration that Taylor was excited about. There you go. There's your one card. I don't need to pull anymore. I'm going to pull some more, but I don't really need to. Successful collaboration that Taylor was excited about. They felt that it was going to be prosperous for them. But this card as well is like, we have to make sure we're on the same page. For me, that feels as though we're going to see how it comes out with the rest of the cards. But right off the bat, that feels like from the get-go, like we need to make sure we're on the same page from the get-go. I do think Taylor was kind of blindsided by everything later. She was, from what I've pulled and the energy I get, it wasn't a mistake or accident. She was at the house that day, but I don't think it was like a later on. We have to get our story straight. I think they were all, Blake and Ryan were on the same page from the get-go. It's a lie that it's a bold-faced lie that she had no idea. 4 of coins. We're just telling a story. We're just going through the coins, baby. 4 of coins. Laser focused on money. I've said this about Taylor in the past. She's business. Her human design, her natal chart, all about business. Ryan's as well. Now, I also don't think, and I'm going to be doing a live stream around this, I don't believe that, so make sure to like and subscribe and hang out here so you get notifications. But I don't believe Blake was also just like innocent victim, just like being pulled along by her dragons. That's bullshit too. But I do believe that Ryan and Taylor are so money and success focused. We can see this in their charts as well, that it was like, how, as the 3 of them, Khaleesi and her dragons, can you imagine being Taylor Swift and being called her dragon? Oh my God. I would have an aneurysm if I was Taylor. But anyway, this goes to show you never really know someone, even your besties. So it's like how it benefits us. Right? 4 of coins, often you can look at it as like, how does it benefit me? But I really believe it's like thick as thieves. So the 3 of them, it was like, how does this benefit us? This collaboration, 3 of coins, 5 of coins. Yeah, this could show like kind of down on your luck, like shit didn't go as planned. So I'm going to wash my hands of it. So you can even see the image, like losing the money, coins falling everywhere. So again, I don't believe that Taylor is going to be negatively impacted by this long term. Her PR machine is too strong and her brand is too strong at this point. It would take something a lot more serious than Taylor getting her fingers where they don't belong to bring down Taylor at this point. It's just the reality of it. But I do believe the down on your luck energy, like the losing money energy, is like they thought they'd have control over the second one. So yes, it is a loss of prosperity, if you will. It is a loss of luck, if you will. But I also see it as like her also washing her hands, like get out fast. The Fool. This to me feels like a double meaning here. I've pulled the Fool a lot to represent Justin Baldoni through this whole thing. I've often had it reversed when pulling it for Justin. It's now in relation to Justin it's upright. So for me, that represents, especially when we're looking at Justin, like he ain't the fool anymore. All right. He's on to you, which we see in his filing. He's not the fool anymore. The second meaning for this within regards to Taylor and this pull for me is all about like this perspective. It can be a mindset, the Fool as well, not just like treating someone as the fool, but it can be an internal mindset of like, damn it, I was the fool. Things didn't go well, right? You can get a lot of mindset around this of, damn it, like things didn't go as I planned. What a fool. Like I was such a fool. Damn it. That kind of energy. So I do think there is this energy of them, even the three of them, we didn't really play our cards right. I don't believe they realized. I don't think the three of them really realized who they were up against. I think they just saw themselves as up against Justin. And that's a different story in terms of money and finances. Someone that, if you don't have the money to come up against people like Blake and Ryan, you might be more willing to just cut your losses and give them the second movie and walk away. Because how do you fight them? And that's just the reality of our court system. And I'm in Canada, but in general in North America, I'm sure in the world. Like if you don't have the money to fight someone, you're going to lose, man. Right. So I think the Fool also, like, one, it's upright. So for me, that's representing Justin again, that, I'm no longer the fool, but also for Taylor and the three of them, that shit didn't go as planned. Like they didn't play their cards right. They didn't do their research right. They were kind of fools because I think they believed they were just up against Justin and they weren't. Justice reversed for Taylor, hiding truth to protect yourself. Yeah, I don't think she's going to come out and like willingly help Justin's team to be like, yeah, this is what went on behind. No, she's not. And it's to protect herself as well, because that looks bad, getting her hands in other people's business. 7 of Wands, standing your ground. Yeah, to maintain success. Just told you. She's not getting involved. She's not seeking justice in this case. It's like 7 of Wands is basically, I protect myself, bitches. Like, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to stand my ground. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't involved. Blake's just a friend. And then, of course, like the women on this It Ends With Us can't stop ratting themselves out in interviews. It's like verbal diarrhea of the mouth, like just ruining their own case. But Taylor's like, no, I don't care. I'm just going to gaslight the public. Don't believe this. Don't believe this video. Don't believe, who is she anyway, right? Don't believe her. I'm going to stand my ground. I had no idea. No idea. I'm not involved. The world. Yeah. Like when we're looking at the world, it's going to be success or achievement, wholeness. I don't think Taylor's concerned, guys. She's going to protect herself. She's not concerned. She's like, I'm going to stay in my own little world. Worry about Brand Taylor. You guys worry about yourselves. The Devil, which is interesting. I've pulled this card a lot for the Blake Ryan side. Devil reverse. This is all illusions coming to light. And for Taylor, she's protecting World Taylor. So I think there's a lot of illusions that aren't going to come to light as well, reversed for Taylor, because her team's, it's just too powerful. I don't think we'll ever know the full involvement unless Justin Baldoni subpoenas her text messages between Blake and her. Can you imagine if that's what that was? Ha! You heard it here first if that happens. Did that happen already? I don't know. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting twist. Maybe. And the Hermit, yeah. So the Hermit's always been Justin. I've always pulled the Hermit for him. Right side up, though. So if you watch my earlier pulls for them, it was when I pulled in regards to him, it was reversed. A lot of his cards were reversed in the beginning. Even when I pulled for him around the Fool, people taking advantage. But, do you think he's going to get text messages between Taylor and Blake? Do you think? The Hermit right side up, Devil reverse. I want to hear in the comments. You guys let me know. We ended this poll. I'm going to end it here with the Hermit upright, the Devil reversed. So typically we would say, like I said, the Devil's a lot of illusions. I would say for Taylor reversed, we're not going to see all of the illusions. Her PR is too strong, but are they going to go for her? I'm going to say from a PR strategy for Justin, that's a tricky one to navigate. I'm certainly not a PR strategist. I've worked with people building brands and worked with my clients' PR teams and marketing teams, etc. But that's a tricky one because the Swifties are kind of rabid. Like slightly rabid. So, hardcore Swifties. I would say at least the discussions have been made. This is the energy I feel. But whether or not that is a step they take, you got to do cost benefit on that one, man. Because that's... Okay, we're going to do one more because it was just in the deck. I don't know. Tower reversed. It was just, I could not. Oh, God, we're going to be going all day. No, okay. This is the last one, I swear. Ruler of Wands reversed. Her business isn't going to come down, Taylor's. But I got a feeling something else is coming. I don't think her name's done in this situation. But no, in regards to was Taylor totally caught off guard and totally surprised. And I totally had no idea about any of this. I was just showing up to hang out with my friends. We don't get involved in each other's projects. I don't know what you're talking about. She's just my bestie. No, it's a lie. It's a lie. It is such a lie. And the cards confirmed it. And I called it previously anyway. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like I said, let's get this channel monetized. Help out Sweet Alaska, my husky. If you want to see pictures and updates on him, check it out on Instagram, Ashley Brianna Eve. I do more of it's a lot of repurposed content over there from YouTube. YouTube's my main platform, but I do more behind the scenes stuff. So you guys see behind the scenes. What goes on behind the scenes at the farm. All right, my friends, let's get this monetized. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I want to hear what you think of those final cards we pulled. Do you think Taylor's name is done being involved? Do you think the dragon is going to come back and be dragged into this again? I think so. I think there's more we're going to see. And I think her team's trying to suppress it to keep the illusions. And Justin's team is trying to bring it to the light while also navigating the stickiness of involving Taylor on a bigger scale. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And we'll talk pop culture again soon.